Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my 2014 NFL Draft Team Needs Analysis, and this video is for the St. Louis Rams. The St. Louis Rams will have a very high pick in the first round due to them acquiring that pick, the Redskins pick in this 2014 first round. That Redskins pick obviously becoming more valuable by the week as they have a miserable season down there in Washington. And, the Rams, to me, they have three pretty big needs. And the first one, I think, is on the offensive line. Their tackle situation, although their tackles played good for a bulk of the season this year, they really ran the ball very well. Once Zach Stacy got in a groove, and a big reason of that was because of Jake Long and Roger Saffold. Jake Long, however, suffers the ACL injury. Okay, who knows when he's going to be back? You have Roger Saffold, who is a free agent. Okay, do they decide to sign Saffold? Okay, or do they let him walk and draft, let's say, a Jake Matthews at the top of the first round, a guy that's probably, the least risk of any of these guys that are going to be towards the top of the first round in this draft. We'll see how that plays out. But later in the draft, they definitely need to upgrade the offensive guard position. Chris Williams at one of the guard spots has been an absolute disaster. Again, they can use an upgrade there. We'll see what they do with the tackle situation. Outside of offensive line, they really need help at the wide receiver position, in my opinion. I know they traded up and got Tavon Austin last year, and Tavon Austin has showed flashes. But Tavon Austin's a return man and a slot receiver. I don't think he'll ever be a number one receiver. I think after watching him this year, that's probably become pretty evident to a lot of you, not just me. If Sam Bradford is their future, I think they need to continue to build around him. And when you haven't had the Givens of the world, you haven't had the Brian Quick step up like I think they were expected to, you have to make a change, and you have to get Bradford a legitimate number one receiver weapon on the outside. I think Tavon Austin and Stedman Bailey, both draft picks last year from West Virginia, I think they could be nice complementary guys, and Austin an electrifying presence in the slot, but they need that number one dependable outside threat to go along with those guys, and I think that's a need they have to fill. They struck out on Givens and Brian Quick, but they need to now dip back into that pot and hopefully get a wide receiver, maybe in the second, third, fourth round of this draft. Outside of offensive line and wide receiver, I see a very big need for them also at the safety spot. They drafted TJ McDonald at the strong safety spot last year. I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to be one of those picks we look back on as being sort of a value pick with how late they got him. But that free safety position needs to be improved. Rodney McLeod was filling that to a large degree this season. Look, he's a 2012 undrafted guy. He just hasn't developed like they would hoped. You take a chance when you try to develop an undrafted guy. He was probably undrafted for a reason. Sometimes those guys pan out and save you a lot of money, and sometimes they don't. And I think you're getting into a situation where you're seeing McLeod is probably not the long-term answer. Go in a draft this year, get another safety to go opposite TJ McDonald. And I think when you combine good safeties with Janoris Jenkins, maybe an upgrade here coming down the line for Cortland Finnegan, who's I think has seen better days, to go along with that young linebacking core and the studs on that defensive line, you could begin talking about a really good defense out there in the NFC West, where it seems like every team has a good defense. So again, offensive line, wide receiver, and the safety position are the three biggest needs I see for the Rams. Guys, let me know what you think the Rams' biggest needs are. Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. I'm doing these needs analysis videos for all 32 teams, so be sure to check them out. I cover the draft wall-to-wall, the NFL offseason wall-to-wall, and, of course, the playoffs here coming in the month of January and early February. So thanks for listening, guys. Be sure to subscribe. It's free, and have a great night.